Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's time for another anime first impression video. Yeah, it's been a few days since I posted videos, so I do apologize for that, but I'm trying my best to post and record as much as possible this season. It's going to be on Nippon Sangoku, which is a series releasing on Amazon Prime. Yeah, this is the weird one. There's always one releasing on Amazon Prime, and this one's that one, Nippon Sangoku. Now, I'm going to be honest, Prime does a really good job in getting the ones that have like a really good hook, and this one had a really good hook. The first episode's really good. I know last season was the Darwin's Project, I believe, with the monkey one, and it was also a very good episode. So yeah, it's I know Amazon Prime is trying to build their anime library. They do have, I believe, High Dive, and a small contract with Crunchyroll, where you can like still watch their stuff through them through like a small subscription or whatever. But they themselves did acquire this one. So before anything, guys, if you haven't done so by now, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Give some love by commenting, liking, and sharing. You guys can follow me on social media by checking the description below. Also, if you want to see more first impressions, I do have some already out, about 5 or 6. Actually, more than 5 or 6, about 7. So go check those out, and there's more to release. I know I'm recording about 5 videos today. I mean, I have stuff releasing. I gotta actually record and actually post. But thank you again for that love and support that you do show this channel. Okay, so Nippon Sangoku, there's only one episode out time of recording. I think by the time I post this video, there might be 2. It is subbed and dubbed, and it's subbed in multiple languages, I believe. So you can watch this in multiple languages if you're more comfortable with watching it dubbed. So the series itself is more of a historical type of series. And I'm going to be completely honest, I don't remember when the Nippon era is. I want to say that's like the 1800s, right before like World War One, World War Two. But I could be wrong. But essentially, Japan is in a state of it being conquered, and basically different nations have left it weak, and I want to say it is like the late 1800s, but could be wrong, and please do correct me in the comment section if I am wrong. Regardless, the era is not too important. The story follows basically a boy who has kind of always dreamt to be a general or something in those ranks, but he's also very logically thinker, and he got a safe job. He got, I think, like an agriculture something job, and that is mainly because he just wants a tranquil life where no one messes with him. He doesn't mess with people. There's like nothing happening, no harm done, no harm done to you. At least that's what he thinks, right? And he marries this girl who is like almost 180 from him. She's very chirpy, she's very wild, she's very outspoken. She embraces stuff that he doesn't understand. For example, in their wedding, she wears a white dress, and he's like, "Why? We don't really embrace Western culture, and like that's not a tradition for us. Like, why are you wearing a white dress?" And she's like, "Because I want to feel pretty." And is there anything else to that, right? So we kind of see their relationship, how they're completely opposites, but also like how they complement each other really well. And basically, she always pressures him to follow what he wants to do, not what's best for them. And it's hard because I've been in that position, and in reality, at the end of the day, sometimes some stages in your life, you gotta do what's best for the family, especially if you have kids, right? I have kids, so it's better to do what's better for the family than what you want to do. Sometimes what you want to do is not best for the family, which is why you gotta put some stuff aside for just some time being, right? So, but anyways, regardless, not the best teaching, but that's the teaching that he's following through, because what ends up happening is there's a time where basically one of the corrupted rulers shows up, and he basically is a tyrant, and she doesn't like that. One day, one of his, not lower, but one of below him ranks is taking up taxes, but he's also abusing the people, and he's taking more than he should be taking. So he's really stealing, right? And she confronts them and basically tells him that he's a tyrant, and that he needs to leave her land, and so on and so forth. So she defends these people. One specific comment, I think she says, do you work for that fatso? And I think it's that specific is how she says it. Do you work for that fatso? And he says he'll hear about this, like you shouldn't be insulting him, and he runs off. Well, I guess just let you know, I am gonna spoil some of the stuff in this episode. What comes next is a big spoil, so if you want to stop it, you can. But you've been warned. So anyways, they go off and cut her head. They kill her, right? And the guy, our protagonist, is having to receive her head, and he immediately, like, in his head is like, I can kill both of these guys. I can kill the leader and the guy below him, and I'll be quick. And I'll kick all his soldiers, and then as people come in, I can kill them as they're coming in as well, so on and so forth. Like, his mind straight goes into revenge, and then he says, wait, stop, reverse. So he goes back to the beginning of his thoughts, and he's like, what is the most logical and more vengeful way? And essentially, he asks them to go into court there, and they do. And essentially, he makes it clear that his wife never mentioned the leader's name by name. She only said, do you work for that fatso? So the fact that his subordinate assumed that it was him, the insult really came from the subordinate. And the subordinate is like, you know who she was talking about. And he's like, no one knew. She didn't say any names. So like, the guy pinned it off on him, and he ends up also killing him. Like, he ends up killing his own subordinate. And he's like, are you happy now? And he's like, no, like, I just wanted justice. And he starts walking off with his wife's head, and that's that. Now, the leader himself has other subordinates below him, and one very close to him tells him, like, do you think it was wise to let him go? And he's like, I'm very interested to see what he can do. And that's the end of that episode. So there's a lot of other stuff, obviously, that happens in between, but that, in a nutshell, is what happens. It's a very intense episode. I really enjoyed it. I mean, historical anime is something that I've always been intrigued by, but also I don't always end up following through and watching it, because there is a lot of stuff that, if you don't know Japanese history, it's very hard to follow. So I myself have been trying to understand more their history, understand more like their eras, because that does help with some of these animes that are history based. And sometimes it actually helps also just like the funny ones where they get names from generals and stuff like that we don't even notice, but in Japanese culture it's very popular. So it's like if someone were to call someone here Washington or Lincoln, for us, like, oh yeah, it's a president, and it's funny because so on and so forth. That's the same thing for them. Their historical figures are very well known in their country, and yeah. So anyways, go check it out. It is on Amazon, one episode out. Make sure you subscribe to my channel and check out my other videos, guys. And like always, don't be strangers. See you guys.